Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are returning. This is episode 101 and we are coloring the house on the left using Castle Arts Gold, which I am preparing to do a detailed walkthrough of, and this will be one of my images that I will share and talk about. So let's just see how it goes. I've got my pencils all prepared. They are all sharp. I am going to start with the colors. I am using the closest color match to the Brutfuner squares. So this is going to be an interesting test because I already pitted. I don't know if that's I already pit the macarons against the Castle Art pastel tints. And I am going to have to say, based on the color, payout, and the feel, the Castle Arts win. I'm just shocked. So let's just see what we think about the Brutfuner squares against the Castle Arts Gold. I now am not sure. Here's my colors. Hopefully you can see them. I actually can't see them. Yes, I can, actually. Not looking through the camera like normal, though. I can see them. They're gold, but they're a nice block number. All right, so I have to rotate one color. So there we go. Oh, that messed everything up, didn't it? All right, let's see what we can get done in 45 minutes. I hope 45 minutes or shorter will finish up this last house on this page. And that will be 3 pages completed for the week. So we have 007, starting with the lightest color, 009, 012, cinnamon, and 068, burnt umber. So there's the colors from light to dark. Starting with the lightest, I am going to make sure I'm in the middle here. I am again working on sort of the glowy toned house where the lighter, brighter color shows through, and then around the windows. This house is a little bit difficult because the way it's chopped up, but we're gonna see what we can do. These are like the 2 of the skinniest windows ever on this little skinny add-on. So I think I had a story that I did not get a chance to share with you in episode 100. So as I'm diligently getting the light tone down, I will share it with you. So we have wildlife, and we live in a wildlife preserve, nature preserve, I should say. And the does are giving birth, and what they do is they have their new fawn, and they're tiny and cute, and they have their little white spots, just like Bambi, and they get placed by their mother in a certain spot. And the mother will forage for the day, grazing, and will come back in the afternoon and feed the fawn. And that's kind of how it goes. So we saw, while my mom was here, we saw a doe with just a brand new baby fawn, and it was scampering along the fence, and I tried to get a video, but I was too slow. And then Hub had to leave and go do something, and he said that the fawn and the doe were racing along, or scampering as fast as the fawn could go, along the fence on the trail. And they stayed on the trail. He actually turned right at some point. There's a couple of exits. All of the exits off the trail into the community are right turns. Okay, I'm moving to the second color, a little bit darker, a little bit brighter. So then the next day, we saw the doe again. Well, yesterday, the fawn was by itself, left alone by mom, somewhere on the trail. And I don't know where she leaves the baby, but the baby was all the way down here, and probably a cart, a golf cart or a biker on the trail startled it enough that it went scampering this direction. So I saw some people stopping, and then somebody posted a little bit later a picture of the fawn. So then we were dealing with another thing that's yet another story to talk about. So later in the evening yesterday, we were looking at these shells on the fence posts that Hub had placed, and here was the fawn just laying down between some trees and the fence. And that is where, right by the houses, right by us, and that's where the doe, I don't know if the poor fawn has been lost or if that's where the doe planted the fawn, but that fawn is going to become not scared of people. If this is where its little hiding place is that mom has designated. Either that or this fawn gets startled each day all by itself and hasn't figured out that it needs to stay put. I've moved on to the medium brown. So anyhow, it is very cute. And I took pictures, and it already just was laying there calm as could be with our golf cart, maybe 7 feet away from it. So yeah, it is going to become pretty tame. And mom seems pretty tame. And over on another cutoff, a trail cutoff that is the halfway point to our main road, there's a doe. She doesn't look pregnant to me, but she has a limp. And when I ride my bike in the morning to go exercise at the manor, I see her and I go super slow, not to make her, because I can tell she's in pain. And I talk to her and she just stops, and I could reach out and touch her if I wasn't moving slowly on my bike. And I feel bad for her, so I even posted on our Facebook group for the trail, the nature trail. At what point do you ask? We've got people who kind of handle the wildlife situations if things come up. A snake needs to be moved, a gator needs to be moved, and this doe has an injury of some variety. So what do? Do we just let her, heal up on her own? She's not hurting anything. She's just clearly not scared of people, which a lot of the deer are not scared. So anyhow, that's my story. Lots of wildlife. And during the in-season, which just ended, people who come here only for the season were complaining that they thought that there was less wildlife than normal. But the minute everybody left, because we're in the end of April now, people start leaving the end of March, the wildlife immediately started coming out. So all of the deers and the does, they're all out and about, because I think all of the traffic is now gone. So they're not scared by the traffic and all the people, because there's just a lot less of it. And us. So they're all out and about now. The gators are out. So I plan on this house, again, it's feeling nice and buttery. I have to be careful here. I need to get more color and stick to the dark just on the edges. I don't know if I'm going to like that line there. I might erase that. Make sure we get the darks dark enough. Right. I'm going to go back to the middle color, and I'm going to, there we go. I think I missed this little copula, if that's what this is called. All right, we'll see if Hub comes crashing through the door. I hear more stirring. No, no. Okay, now back to the dark again. I had read some people are of the mind that the soft touch are more oily feeling and that these are more waxy feeling. And I am going to say that they sure do feel buttery soft, not silky soft. So I tend to agree with that statement. Okay, and as soon as I finish the full round of dark, I will be coming back through to put on my kind of a stucco crackly pattern on the walls. Again, this house doesn't quite have the wide shape for the windows, so the glowy is not quite as nice, but I think that's a function of the house shape, the architecture that they picked. not the fault of the pencils. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back in the warm tone. This is called Cinnamon, and it is going to be what I'm going to use to do the pattern. Trying to make it regularly irregular. And then we will move on. All right. I will probably want to do one more pass with the dark. But I'm going to wait until I get everything else done. So I'm putting away these 4 colors. Oh, except I need the darkest for the roof. So there's 2 unique colors that the Brutfuner have. That is the putty color and then the grayish putty, a little bit darker. This is the tone. It's kind of like a lavendery putty, 67. And that's the only color that I wasn't really able to replicate or find an exact match. And so I have used 2 pencils to accomplish that. But the light colored putty actually has a match in these gold, Castle Arts Gold, which is a color called Almond. And I will be using that almond color to blend out the darks here that I am putting on the roof. This is the darkest of the browns for the house color, but all by itself, it looks totally different on the roof as a roof color. Those are bubbles, so I can't get my lines straight because behind this are stickle bubbles on the fish. One of the many things you get to deal with when you're working in a coloring book. I am following right under the lines, and I am, instead of ovals, doing directional lines matching this cylinder shape. Okay. Lots of roofs on this house. I still feel bubbles. Oh, all right. Let's see if I need to pause for a moment, see what Hub is up to. All right, Hub is settled, so I can continue on. I noticed this right here. That's a bubble, and that's a bubble. So definitely have to be careful when you add 3D elements to your back side of what you're working on. All right, so we have the last roof to deal with. And then we've got green, blue, Hub is now in the room, so if you hear some scurrying and sounds, that's just him. I just told him I have a few more minutes left. 14 to be exact. Okay, so I have this putty color called almond that I want to blend out what I have done with these roofs. I think that up here might also be a stickle bubble. All right, let's find our putty, which is called Almond 196. And I will be smoothing this out. Yep, bubbles. Bubbles on the backside. So now I think I've caught you guys up to all of the excitement of the last week. Okay. I would like to get the dark, and I want to darken up these shadowy spaces. That right there should be darkened, and this, actually I didn't putty this one, did I? So that's for that. I've got 2 greens. I thought I had a 3rd green, but maybe I only did 2. Let me see. Nope, I have number 62 I need to find. So these are the light and medium. 59 and 110. And the darkest green is right here. 62, quite a bit darker. So I'm going to start with the darkest. I will hold these in my other hand. There are a lot of leaves on this house. Again, I was always told as a homeowner to keep the vegetation away from the walls, and these houses are just out of control. And I don't know if building out and having this pillar, I don't know if that's to code, any code. This is a really tall shrubbery. I am going to check something here. Maybe not. If I let go of this, it's going to slide away. I am. Yep, looks okay. I just double checked my focus and it looks okay. Okay, so I'm moving to 110, which is the middle color, 110. lightest color. These are blending really easy. I definitely am going to say that they give the Brute Funer squares a run for their money. Now, the Brute Funer squares are less expensive in the format that I bought my Castle Arts. I bought them on Amazon with extras, so they came with 5 little pads of paper, I believe 4 or 5, 4 maybe, and a case. I think I paid $44.99 for 4 pads in a case. And my square 120s I bought 2 different times, and I paid low 20s both times. So I'm feeling like, is the extra money that I paid for these Castle Arts, if you take away the case and you take away the pads, is it really about the same value for just the pencils? And should they be very similar in quality? And I would say yes. And I think they feel similar. And you can't buy either set in singles, so you have to buy the whole set. I think you can get, I don't know what the price is, the absolute least expensive that you could buy replacements of the Castle Arts if you bought them on sale. I am not sure what that amount would be. So I'm going to take these trees and I'm going to add some of the lightest green, and then I'm going to do the middle green close to the bottom, and then a tiny bit of the darkest for the shadow between the front and the back, like that. All right, so green is done. That was very pleasant. Oops, and I just dropped one on the floor. Hopefully I won't need it. I'm going to pick up the blue because it is just right here. The blue will be 99. And let's just see. What these blues, so this is going to be tricky. Okay, what? I've been doing all of my blues something like this. To give it some reflection, and I need to follow that along. This one I'm going to sharpen because I have some of these skinny windows to deal with. And those are some big windows. We are nearing completion. Like I said, I might want to do one more pass with the dark. Okay, so now all we have left is this strange color combo. Is this the almond? Which is, it's a color called tangerine, but it's very, very soft. And then a gray, cool gray. So these two colors combined together roughly approximate this number 67 in the Brutfuner squares. So I'm going to attempt to do the front door. There are no chimneys on this particular house. And then I'm going to do this screen room. Oh, and I have to fill in the wood of the shrubs here. All right. And I'm also going to be doing ledges and sills and window trim. And I'll be coming back through with some of that gray that I showed you, the cool gray that's in my right hand that you can't see. I'm going to do this, the dark brown, when I do my last pass. All right, now let's bring in this gray. And a little bit of gray here. Very, very light. I don't think I got any pink up here, or tangerine. And oh, that looks a little faint. Oh, sorry, that was me hitting the camera. Okie doke. I'm at just about 40 minutes. That gives me a few minutes okay. That dark brown is coming in. And I wanted to darken up just some certain areas that feel to me that they should be very dark. And I said I was going to make the, whatever this is, the foundation, the footing, whatever we want to call this. Oh, I forgot a little blue in that window. I might find a couple of other little bits of cleanup. All right, I think the Castle Arts Gold did a fantastic job. They are very nice when they get layered up. You just have less and less pressure required to get the color. They are pretty vibrant. Pretty vibrant. I will save the reveal comparing the Brutfuner squares for the weekly color. I can't wait to share with you. I will be taking all of the photography after I do a little bit more cleanup. And I'm just going to grab the putty almond. We're at 43 minutes, so I technically have another couple of minutes. But I think it looks great. So here's the one I worked on today, and this is what I worked on in the previous episode 100, the pastel tints. And I think they both were fabulous. All right, so that's it for me. I will be signing off of Daily Colors for a week. And when I come back after our vacation or our anniversary week, I will be coloring all these flowers and the ladybug with the Brutfuner 520 flower box set. So do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next week.